When it comes to game speed, there are 5 different settings. There is slower, slow, normal, fast, and faster. Now, since everyone, at least on ladder, seems to play at faster speed, why not change the name faster to normal? And then every speed slower than that as slower, slow. Wow, this is really slow. I can't even move. Those are some silly examples, but you get where I'm coming from here. Because currently, at the moment, when you play a game, say for example you play a game that actually lasts 10 minutes in real life time, at the end of the game, at the score summary and in the replays, it will say it lasted 13 minutes. Because it's recording it sort of faster, even though it's normal. It's really quite confusing, to be honest. So it would be really nice if Blizz just sort of changed that and fixed that, basically. Because at the moment, the gameplay, it's faster is basically 25% faster than normal. So if you research an ability that is going to take 100 seconds, or at least in the tooltip it tells you it takes 100 seconds, it actually only takes 75 seconds in real life time, because everyone's playing at faster speed, which should basically be renamed to normal. So anyway, also for example, force field. Now, it says in the tooltip it lasts 15 seconds, but if you actually use the ability and everyone plays at faster speed, in the actual game, it only lasts 12 seconds. So this is sort of what I'm getting at. It's really confusing, it's not really necessary, so it's quite easily fixed as well. With hotkeys it would be nice to be able to actually change them. At the moment it doesn't seem like there's the option to do it. If I double click or press enter, I can choose the standard options, the profiles for the hotkeys, but I can't actually change them. And it would be nice if there was basically almost every single hotkey that exists in the game, such as like Terran hotkeys, Zerg hotkeys, Protoss hotkeys, almost anything and everything that could be edited. If that's doable. Obviously that would be very nice to have that all in here, that you could then change to your own will. In terms of hotkeys, it would be really nice to see the ability in an option, a toggleable option or something like that, to basically create more than one SCV with basically one key press. So if I had 4 command centers highlighted, instead of pressing S 4 times to have to get 4 SCVs out of them, it would be nice if I just pressed Shift and S once, and then that would create 4 SCVs in all 4 of the command centers, like one lot of 4 SCVs, if you see what I'm saying. So then you could just keep on pressing Shift S and fill up the queue really quickly. Same goes for the barracks, really. I mean, specifically with the barracks issue at the moment is people are having is if you've got barracks with Tech Lab, barracks with Reactor and barracks by itself, highlight them all. You want to create a marine in each one of them. You go and press A. You can spam it down as much as you like, but it will only build it in one of the barracks. So again, if you held down Shift and A, it would then build it in all of them. Also, the tab thing, it's very hard to tell which actual barracks I have highlighted at the moment. You can quite clearly see I'm pressing tab at the moment, but in the heat of the battle, you know, you're not really going to notice that so much, so that's another issue really that I'm sure Blizzard are probably going to work on. In terms of Zerg macro, it would be nice if you could spawn lava on your hatcheries without even being able to see your hatcheries. Now I know you can actually use V and then press it on your hatchery on the minimap, as long as you get it spot on the hatchery. But you used to be able to spawn lava by clicking on the hatchery on the bottom tab here, but that no longer works. I don't know whether that's a deliberate move by Blizzard or not, but there you go. In regards to unit interface, it would be very nice to have the ability to see the energy bar on the model actual box. For example, if we look at the mothership here where my cursor is, if there's a nice purple energy bar along here to indicate how much energy she had. So if she didn't have much, the energy bar would only go like this far. If she had full energy, then the energy bar would go obviously all the way to the right of the icon. And the same goes for the battlecruiser. So that's just another quick way to see how much energy you've got on your units. If you have tons of high Templar selected, it's a lot easier to tell what your situation is. Of course, I've got this at the moment where you can currently see the purple energy bar, which is fantastic. But I mean, it's just another thing that would be nice if it was in the game. Not necessary, but nice to see. Also, I would love to see the actual exact statistical figures. For example, what I'm getting at is if you look at the move speed, it says very slow. But I don't actually know what the move speed of a battle cruiser is, but say for example it's actually sort of 0.5, then it says 0.5, and then the mothership might be 0.35, so that you've got a real exact indication of what movement speed all of your units actually definitely have within the game environment. Same goes for attack. So if you look at the damage, it says 10. I mean, that's fine. Range is fine. The weapon speed is the one I was wanting to get at, basically. It says fast, but how fast is fast? If it said 1.05, and then you know a Hydra attacks at 0.83, then you know a Hydra attacks faster, technically, rather than them both just saying fast, if you get what I'm saying. Another awesome feature would be an in-game clock, so a digital clock, an in-game timer to basically help people out with their build orders and whatnot. It might be a bit broken for ladder, because people will be able to then tell exactly when the Zerglings are going to hit their base. If they did 6 pulse, they'll be exactly ready for it, so it may take a bit of the tension away from ladder. But you could have it in custom games, for example. So that's not necessarily going to be broken, is it, for TDs or whatnot, so people can know how long they've been in a TD or Dota or whatever. Also have it as an option. With like many of these things I'm going to be mentioning, it would be nice to have it as an option, sort of like a toggle option. So person 1 doesn't like an in-game timer, so they turn it off. Person 2 loves the idea of it, so they turn it on, and that way it's showing on their interface. In regards to team play, it's interesting to note that basically the resource trading menu tab and the alliance menu trading tab are both a little bit too big, not see-through enough, and they just seem to consume the screen a bit. They're just quite distracting, I find. That's my own personal opinion though, but I'm sure others might well agree. If we look at the control feature, if an ally shares control with you, basically you won't see the fact that they've actually shared control with you until you actually click on their units and try and move them for yourselves. There's no message that comes up to tell you, so that would be nice. And the request feature is very nice, so I'm not going to touch that one. The send feature could be worked on. You get a little message come up on the left hand side, but it's very small. You get these little messages come up. They're good because you can click on them and it will tell you when the battle's happening. I mean, that is a nice feature, but sometimes it's a little bit easy to miss, but it's not a big deal. What other things are there? Oh yeah, that was it. The hotkeys are annoying. Maybe change the hotkeys for the resource trading tab and the alliance menu trading tab, simply because if you try to press C, which is the hotkey for Creep Tumor, I've got to press it 3 times to actually use it, and it also gets rid of the tabs, which I may not necessarily want to get rid of. For example, 1, 2, 3. Because obviously the tabs hotkey is close, C for close and C for cancel, so that would be nice if that could be changed, so it didn't affect any of the races hotkeys. Also, this is the biggest one, by the way, is basically why can you not see your allies' resources? If I click on any of his buildings, units, etc., even if he's left the game or shared control with me, I do not know how many resources he has at any time. So I'm going to show you the Warcraft 3 example, where you can quite clearly see how many resources your allies have. Here in Warcraft 3 we can clearly see the amount of gold my ally has, the amount of wood, and the food supply he has. If you click on his buildings, that goes the same for my other allies' buildings, regardless of whether I have control of them or not. So this is really helpful, especially if they leave. You will still be able to see how much gold and wood they have, basically, which will allow you to make good judgments of whether to give them gold and wood to help them out. So this is what Starcraft 2 needs, I think. Last but not least, and I'm sure you guys are going to love this one, is basically to do with the forums. Yes, it's to do with posting. Now when you post, it shows your current portrait and your name and your identifier. So what I would like to also see is the players' league and the rank in their division in that league. Now that's for obvious reasons. This is more to do with game balancing issues, but obviously just to help stop the forums from being flooded by copper players, basically. But obviously, getting back to the game balance thing, you're going to be able to respect a player's opinion a lot more if you know they're from Platinum, or say Pro level, which doesn't currently exist, but it will do in StarCraft 2 as I understand it. So yes, please make that happen, because at the moment there's way too many posts that are getting things nerfed. It's too many bad players that are getting stuff nerfed. Cough, Zerg, cough. thank you very much for watching. This has been witty. I don't think there's much else to discuss right now, but if you've got any opinions on the things that I have been discussing, then please feel free to post a comment and let me know what you think.